On. This is Shalaya with Scott Lorray Marketing, and today we are going over what to do before launching your new website. In today's class, we will go over the things that you need to know before you launch your new command site. For those of you who have already launched your new sites, most of this class will be preemptive. However, we will take a look at some aspects of the new command site after we go over how to preserve your legacy content. Keep in mind that once you do launch your new site, there is not an option to revert back to the original site. So a few things that we will touch on today prior to launching will be that you will no longer have access to landing pages to make any edits or changes, as well as any custom pages that you may have. So you will want to go ahead and save those details as they will not transfer over to the new site. However, we are hopeful that custom content will be available in the new sites coming soon. So to get started today, we're going to begin with our marketing profile. So to get there, we are going to click on our name in the top right corner. And we're going to go down to settings. From here, we will go to the left side and go under Connect Settings. And that is where we can locate our marketing profile here. So we'll just do a brief overview here. So starting at the top down, up in the top right, you do want to be sure that this is toggled green. This is what lets you know that your marketing profile is feeding to your website's end marketing. So your marketing profile is going to feed to your new website 100%. What that means is that you will no longer need to make manual edits when you update your headshot or bio or any other contact information. So you want to be sure that your marketing profile is always up to date and in good standing. If your headshot photo looks distorted in this circle here, you do want to be sure that's cropped down to a perfect square. If you have any trouble cropping or uploading your headshot photo, you can send that over to us and we can get that adjusted for you. Down below, you have a section for team logo, or you can just throw a generic KW logo in there like you see here. Then we have our detail information. So be sure that your name and license information is reflecting correctly here, as well as your designations and any other details you want added here. Below that, we have the option for a military affiliation. So if you are affiliated with the military, you can add that here. So you can choose your affiliation with the military from this list here. And then you will have another drop-down menu to choose the branch that you are affiliated with. Once you select those, be sure that you click on the Add button all the way to the right. Otherwise, those changes will not save in your profile. Next, you have your bio. So this is where you do want to be sure that your bio is reflecting correctly. The way your bio looks in this box is how it will look on your marketing. So if you have any line breaks in between your paragraphs or things like that, this is where you want to be sure that is reflecting correctly. Under that, you have your contact information. So you do want to be sure that your phone numbers are reflecting correctly. If you are by chance in another country, you can change the country code by clicking the drop down here. So you have your mobile number here, your office number. You do have the option for a fax number here. Your email. So usually you will probably see your KW email here. If you do have another business email that is not your KW email that you use, you can throw that in there. You are not required to have your KW email in that box. And then we have our website URL here. If you are using your command URL, do be sure that you are not using www before your domain, as the KW sites are not compatible with that formatting. So if you have any trouble with your website link, that may be what the issue is there. Next, you have your Market Center information. So we have our Market Center logo and location here. You do always want to be sure this is reflecting correctly. So if by chance you have transferred market centers or your market center has moved locations, always make sure this reflects the correct address for your market center. Down below that, we have our compliance items here. So if your office has any legal footer text that they require, you can add that in here. And you can also add legal footer links here. So some agents do require links within their legal footers. For example, Texas agents do need to have their broker information here, and New York agents have their standard operating procedure links. So to add a link, you can click the Add Link button, enter your link title here, and then the URL for your link. If you ever need to delete these, you can simply click on the red trash can icon all the way to the right here. Legal footer images. These are very small thumbnail images. You'll see in the description they are 128 by 48 pixels. So they are not very big, they're thumbnail size. So you probably don't want to use this for any like big advertising or anything. But if you have any extra designation logos or things like that to add in there, you do have the option to add those there. And then we have our social media links down here. So if you do have your social media business pages set up, you can add those links here, and those will reflect on your website for you. And then down at the bottom, you will see an option for Google Analytics ID. This has actually updated with the new command site. So this will actually be on the back end of the new site platform now. Once you've finished updating your marketing profile, be sure to click on the Save button on the bottom to save those changes. And you will get a little pop-up box here letting you know that it was successfully saved. So now that we've gone over our marketing profile here, we can go ahead and jump into our consumer tab. So over on the left side, our consumer tab is going to be the last one at the bottom here. And if you're still getting used to these icons, you can click on the red KW in the top left corner, and that will bring out a description of each of these for you. So we'll go ahead and click into consumer. So we're going to start out by going over how to preserve our landing pages. So we're going to go ahead and navigate to our landing pages at the top of the page. So we'll click right over from agent site pages to our landing pages here. So before you save your landing pages, you do want to be sure that you go ahead and disable or delete any landing pages that you no longer have a use for. So in order to do that, you have a couple different ways that you can disable your pages. So over on the left-hand side, you'll see this green toggle. If we click that off, it's going to ask if you want to deactivate that page. So we'll go ahead and click yes. And so that's going to toggle off that green there. And another way to do that is over on the right side of the page, we have these three dots over here. So if we click those three dots, we have the option to edit, change the URL, remove custom URL. We can reactivate the page since we disabled this one here, or we can fully delete the page with the delete button here. So we can go ahead and reactivate this one. So keep in mind that any compliance updates to landing pages will not be accessible once you launch your new website. So you do want to be sure that you make any changes to your landing pages prior to switching over. Once you have made any necessary updates to these pages, then you can go ahead and preserve these by copying them to a Google Doc. So to do this, you will simply click and drag your mouse to highlight all of your landing pages. And then you will simply hover over and right click and copy. From there, we will head over to Google Docs, which I already have my Google Doc open here in another tab. And then we'll simply go over here and right click our mouse and then paste that into here. So by highlighting all of the information, that copies the name of the landing page, the link to the landing page, as well as the date that the landing page was created. So that saves all of that content information for you. Once you have these saved, you do want to be sure that you are adding these Google Docs to your favorites or saving them where you can easily find them again when you need them. As long as you have these direct URL links saved, you will still be able to navigate to these pages. Just be sure to keep in mind that while you can view these pages, you will no longer have access to edit them or make any changes to them once you activate your new site. So if you do need to make any changes, definitely be sure you do those prior to preserving them and switching over. You do have the option for a new replacement of open house sign-in pages within the new sites. So you will not lose the option for an open house sign-in sheet. And we will jump into those and what they look like here shortly. So now that we have covered our landing pages here, let's go ahead and jump into saving our website content. So up at the top, we will click back over to agent site pages here. So the first thing we will do is start with hero images. So if by any chance you have uploaded custom hero images for your site, I'm going to go ahead and show you how to save those prior to activating your new website. So up here, if we go to the top right of the page, we want to click on Site and App Settings here. So here is where you can locate your hero images. So if you have uploaded any custom hero images to your site, you can go ahead and save those. And that way at a later time, you can upload these custom images to your new command site once you are ready to launch that site. So to save your hero images, you will simply hover over your image and then right click your mouse and select Save Image As. That's going to give you the option to save your hero images. So you may want to create a new folder on your desktop or somewhere on your computer that you can easily access these when you need to go in and find them to upload those to your new site. So now that we have our hero images saved, we can go ahead and move on to saving any custom content that you may have on your website. So now we'll jump back over to agent site pages. So we'll go to the top left here and click on our agent site pages here. So the first page we're going to go over is our school search page. So if by some chance we set up your original website for you, or you had us add additional pages for you, you most likely have a school search page on your site. So we'll go over how to go ahead and preserve that content. So under our school search page, we're going to go to the right side of the page here and click on the three dots. And then we're going to click on the edit option. So once this opens up, we're going to go to the right side and we're going to click on configure widgets in the bottom right. And then we're going to click on the agent profile widget here. So when preserving this, we do not need our page title or the text from the role and company box. The only thing we need to grab is this code in the agent bio box. If you're having trouble seeing this, you can click on the corner of the box and drag this down to make that bigger for you. So we're going to go ahead and highlight all of the text in this text box here, all the way to the bottom. And then we will hover over and right click, and we'll just copy that text there. And then from here, we'll head back over to our Google Doc. And we can paste that in here. Or if you want to create a separate Google Doc for each item that you're preserving, you can definitely do that as well. To create a new Google Doc, you can simply go to the top left corner and click on File. And then under New, if you click on New Document, that'll open a new form for you in another tab here. So we can come in here and right click and paste here. And that's going to paste that code for our school search widget. And we can rename this if we need to up in the top left. And again, just be sure that you are saving these documents where you can easily access them when you need them later on. So now we'll jump back over to our command tab here. So that is all we needed to save for our school search page. So we'll go ahead and go back, and we don't need to save changes here. So now that we've captured our school search widget, we can go ahead and jump into how to save our custom content. So for our example here, we have our sold properties page. So for this one, we will actually want to save this from the live view rather than the back end editing view, as that may mess up the formatting when we go to save it to our Google Doc. So to open the live page, we can simply click on this teal eyeball here for the page that we want to open. And that's going to open our page in a new tab for us. So here we have our custom sold properties page. So to save this content, we can simply click and highlight all of the content on the page here. And just like our school search widget, we can hover over, right click and copy. And then we can go ahead and paste that into a Google Doc. So again, you can save everything under one document. You can create separate documents for each thing, whatever works best for you. So I'll go ahead and create another new one for this. And again, we will simply just right click and paste this in here. So that's going to save our content in the exact formatting that we had it on our website page. So once again, just be sure that you are saving these where you can easily access them for when you do need them again. So we can go ahead and close this page out here. So that about covers the content that you are going to need to preserve before switching over to your new site. So let's go ahead and jump over to that new command site and see what that looks like. So we're going to go ahead and jump to the new platform here. So once you launch your new command site, this is what your consumer tab is going to look like. So if we jump back to our command homepage here, and then we jump down to our consumer tab, that's going to be the page that we were just on. So this is going to be your new back end of your consumer. So to access the back end of our new site, we will simply click on the Edit My Website button right here in the center here. And that's going to go ahead and take us to our back end. So this is where we can access the current pages on our new command site. So you will have your links down here for all the pages that come with your new site once you launch it. So you will have your open house forum, you'll have your contact page, your about me page, your home page, and then you also have a blog page. So we're going to go ahead and jump into the home page here, which is going to be towards the middle of our list here. Looks like we had some changes in here. I'm going to go ahead and clear these and start fresh. All right. So here's where you can edit the home page of your new command site. So you'll see here in the center, it gives you a preview of what the page looks like. And then here on the left is the sections where we can make changes to this page. So if we go under section 1 here, so this is going to be our hero text title and our hero images, just like our original site. So once you switch over, this is where you can add those hero images that you saved from your legacy site. So in order to add those hero images in, you can simply click on the Add Image button. And then once you click on that, you'll go ahead and click on the box, and it's going to give you this pop-up window here. And so once this pops up in the bottom left, there is a button for New Image. So we can go ahead and click on that. So it's going to give us the option for a new image upload. So once this opens, we'll go ahead and click on this Choose button here. And we can upload that hero image that we saved from our legacy site here. So we'll go ahead and click on that. And once you add that image in, we can click on Save in the top right corner. And then we will go up to the top left corner and click on the back button here. So that's going to take us back. And then we have that new uploaded image right here at the top. So we can click on that. And that adds that hero image to our image list here. You do have the option to reorder your hero images. So you can click and drag these to reorder them. And then you can remove them by simply clicking the red dash here. Now, once you launch your site, before you upload any custom hero images, you do have these default hero images here. Once you start uploading your own custom hero images, these default images then go dormant. However, they are not permanently deleted. So if you were to remove all of your uploaded hero images, it would automatically revert back to these default images. So you never need to worry about having no images uploaded for your hero images there. You'll always have these defaults to fall back on if you need to. So a couple other things on this homepage that you may see is you still have your featured listings here. However, this does look a little different now on the new site. So if we click to the next section for featured listings, we now have the option for dynamic featured listings. So what that means is where the legacy site, you had to manually select and remove your featured listings as you wanted to add and delete them. Whereas with the dynamic option, you can choose a center point location here. And then you can choose a search mile radius and the number of listings that you would like to display. And then that will pull in that many listings within that mile radius from your selected location into your featured listings automatically for you. So you're no longer required to manually add your featured listings in. You can also still manually add your listings. So if you have your own personal listings that you want to feature in this list, you can add those here. And these will show up first on the list here. So while you have your automatic featured listings funneling in here, any manually added ones will be first right here. You can also filter these out. You have many filter options. So you can filter by listing categories, and you do have the option to select multiple here if you choose to. And keep in mind that these listings will also be based on what your MLS allows. Your listing status here. You can filter by property types. You can select a minimum or a maximum for bathrooms or bedrooms, square footage, lot size. You can set your price ranges here. And you also have the option to add keywords here. So for instance, you'll see the keywords in here already for pool and garage. So if you only want to feature listings that have a pool or that have a garage or any other keywords that you might want to add in there, you can customize that there. You can also remove these keywords by clicking the red dash. So if you set keywords and then you later decide you want to change those or remove them completely, you can just go right in there and delete those here. You can add as many keywords as you would like to. There's no limit on those. Just keep in mind that the more keywords that you add in, the more it's going to limit those listings that pull in. So below your featured listings, you then have your featured testimonials. So you may remember on your legacy site that you had a separate page for your testimonials. Those have now moved to the homepage of your website. So on the left side, we can click under section 3. So for our testimonials here, similar to featured listings, you have the option for dynamic, and you can also switch it to basic. So featured listings has that option as well. So if you switch it to basic, it'll be just like the legacy option where you manually add and remove your listings. And the same for your testimonials here. One thing you might note looking at this right away is you do have the option to display up to 20 testimonials. So if you remember from the legacy site, that was limited to 12. So you do now have the option to display up to 20. You can also choose how you want those sorted, whether you want the newest to show first or oldest. However, you do also have the option to manually rearrange them. So if we click on this plus button here under featured testimonials, this is where we can add our testimonials in. So these are testimonials that we already have captured from our site or that we've created manually. So you can create manual testimonials by clicking the create new button here. So if you have testimonials that were captured on your legacy site, those will not automatically carry over to your new command site. However, you do still have access to those, so you can manually add those to your new site. In order to access those, you can find those under the Consumer tab in Command. So if we go back over to Command here, now this particular account does not have any legacy testimonials. So if we click over to testimonials here, you'll see there's no data. However, if we open another one here, so if we go into this one, so in our Consumer tab, if we go to the top of the page and click on testimonials, this is where all of our legacy testimonials will be located. So these are all of the testimonials that were captured on our original command site before launching the new command site. So while these will not automatically carry over, you can manually add them to the new site if you wish to feature these on your site. So as you can see, it does give a preview of the reviews. However, if it is a longer one, you can't see the whole thing there. But if we click on the three dots all the way to the right, we can view the full review. So that will give you all of the review information here. So if we go back to our new site here, I'll go back to our homepage we were working on here. So if we were to select the create new option here, that's going to give us a form here to create our new testimonial. So what we can do is from that Consumer tab, we can grab this testimonial information. So we see this was a 5-star rating. And then we have our testimonial review here. So we can highlight this. And then we can right click and copy. And now we can jump back over to our new testimonial form. We can select that star rating here. And then in the testimonial text box, we can go ahead and paste that into there. The next section you'll see is going to ask for their name. So again, we can find that information in this form here. So we have the first name and last name here. So we can go ahead and copy one at a time here. So we'll just highlight, right click and copy that. And then we'll go to the first name box in our new testimonial form here and paste that in there. And we'll do the same thing with the last name. So you can grab it from the full review here. And if it's a shorter review, you can grab everything from right here without having to go over and click on that full review button. So we'll go back in and paste that last name here. And then we have our client since date. Now, when we open this, you'll see that it does ask for a specific day. However, if you look at your legacy testimonials, if you look at your client since information, it's typically just going to show you the year. You can look at when it was submitted. However, that information may not always match up with the client since year that is listed. So you may need to manually tweak that however you need to have that year reflect correctly. So we can see a date here. So we'll go ahead and enter that one in. So this was in June of 2022. So we'll go ahead and select that date here. And then you do have the option to add the city, state, zip code, all of that information, as well as if they mentioned that you are recommended. So you can toggle that on. The location information is not required to submit your form. However, you do need to have the name information, the client since date, and your star rating in your review. So once we have that information keyed in, we can click on the green Publish button in the top right corner. So now we'll get that green banner that says it was published. So now we can click on the back button in the top left. And that's going to take us back where we started. So now we should be able to add that new review to our testimonials page here. So we can add all of these in here. Again, you have the option to show up to 20. And once you add multiple testimonials in here, you can rearrange these by clicking and dragging them. So you do now have the option to manually arrange your testimonials. And then down at the bottom, we have our section 4, which is our blog. So if we scroll down here on the preview, you'll see there's a blog section here. So when you initially launch your new agent site, every agent automatically gets set up with this 4-part home buyers blog. So these will automatically be on your command site as soon as you launch it. And then you do also have the option to create and add your own custom blog content to your site. So now that we have gone over our homepage of our site, let's go ahead and look at our open house sign-in sheet and how that is generated. So if we click back to our website, we can click on the Keller Williams logo up in the top left. And that's going to take us back to our back end here. So to generate your open house sign-in sheet, you are going to open the listing on your website that you want to create your sign-in sheet for. So if we go to our live site, we can click on our URL link right here. So once you have your live site open, you can either search for the listing here, or I'm going to go ahead and just grab a listing from our featured listings down here. So once you have your listing page open here, if we go to the search bar all the way at the top of our browser here, at the end of our URL, we want to type open house. So we're going to simply do \open house right at the end of this listing URL. And then we'll go ahead and hit enter. And then once that finishes loading, that's going to generate our open house sign-in sheet for this particular listing. There we go. So here is our custom sign-in sheet for our open house. So you'll see it's got the listing photos up here, right from the MLS listing. We have our welcome title here, some brief details on the listing, and then the sign-in information. So their first name, last name, email address, and phone number. And then you'll also see that there is a checkbox down here. This is just confirming they do agree to receive communications after they submit this form. So we'll go ahead and submit this. That way you can see what it looks like after it has been submitted. So we'll just type in here. And we'll click that checkbox there and submit. So once they submit that open house sheet, they will then see your agent profile information here. And then they also can see this QR code to view the property information on their device. So they'll have access to all of your information as well as the property information here. Once the form has been completed, you can then click on the back to sign in button in the top left, and that's going to refresh your sign in page for your next client. So if you have this open on, say, a tablet or device while you're doing your open house, you can just actively collect your sign-ins right there on your device, and then click that back button to utilize your next client each time. So let's go ahead and go back to our live site here. And then I am also going to go back to our legacy site here. And we can kind of take a look and see the differences in how these new sites look. So here we have our legacy site. So we've got our hero images here, your search options. And then if there were any featured listings on our legacy site, you would see those here. And then if we compare this homepage with our new homepage here, so you'll see it does look a little cleaner here. We've got our hero images going here. We have our featured listings here. So we can scroll through these. Down below that, we have our featured testimonials. And then down below that, we have the blog. So again, once you launch your new site, everyone is set up with this 4-part blog automatically. So everyone will have access to this on their site. So then at the top, you'll see you have your About Me page, search properties, blog. We have this more option where you can find the leave a review page. And then we have the login option. So if your clients have already created a consumer login on your legacy site, they can use those same logins to log into your new agent site, and everything will carry over. So you don't need to worry about your consumers losing any of their saved collections or anything like that when you switch over to the new site. All of that will remain in the system. So if we look at the differences here, so if we go back to our legacy site here, you'll see at the top of this one, we have our feed, and then we have our drop-down menu for our pages. So we have our About Me page, our Contact Us page, and then our custom pages, which again, we are hopeful that custom content is coming soon to the new websites. And then just like our new site, we have our login and sign up options here. So let's look at our About Me page and what that difference looks like here. And that's just taking a minute to load there. So let's jump over to the new site and open our About Me page here. So here is what your new About Me page looks like. So you have your name, your title, contact information there. Your social media links will be here right under your contact info. And then down below that, we have our details and our bio here. So again, this information is automatically pulling from the marketing profile. So if anything on your About Me page looks incorrect, you want to be sure that your marketing profile is reflecting correctly. Always be sure that marketing profile is up to date within any changes that you might make. There is a section here to add preferred vendors. And then we have our contact form here at the bottom. So let's see if that legacy site loaded for us. So you'll see this one, we don't really have a bio in here at this time. But so we have our headshot at the top, our title would be here, and then we would have our bio and contact information. So you can see that that does look a whole lot cleaner on the new agent site here compared to the legacy site. So let's look at what the search page looks like here. So this is pretty similar to the original one. So you can search on the map, you can search by location, by school district, all of that pretty much remains the same. And then your clients can log in and save properties just like they did on the legacy site. So this hasn't changed too much aside from the overall look of the page here. So if we go back over to our back end here, so you do have the option to also hide things from your pages. So if we go back to our home page here, so if by some chance you want to hide the blog from your page or hide your testimonials from your page, you do have the option to hide those. So if we click on the section that we want to make changes to, at the top of each section here, you have the option to display or hide the module. So we can either display or we can hide it. So if we were to select hide here, that's going to hide the blog from our page. So you'll see now we just have our featured listings and our testimonials, and that blog option is no longer available. Or if we want our blog on there and you want to hide your testimonials, we can go to our testimonials option and we can hide those. So if there are certain items on this page that you don't want on this page, you can go in and hide those. After you make changes to any of your pages, you do want to be sure that you click on the save button in the top right. However, if you don't save it right away, you'll see when we jumped back in here, we have this yellow banner at the top. So it does save your work in progress. So if you make changes in here and you forget to save it, you click off of it, you can go back in and those changes will still be in there for you to tweak or save up until you click on the clear changes button. So if we were to click on this, that will clear out any changes that we have made prior to saving the page. So when we click on the clear button, it does ask you, do you want to confirm or do you want to stay on the page? So we'll go ahead and confirm. And so that's going to revert any changes that we just made within the page. Otherwise, if you're ready to save your changes, you can simply click on the save button up here. And you can also see down below that we do have the list of revisions that were made to the page. So it does keep track of everything that you are doing. So that about covers our basics for today. We do also have many resources based on the new agent site platform on our website. So I'll go ahead and show you what that page looks like. And we'll also be sure to drop a link to this page in the chat box for you. So I'm going to jump back over to my other window here. So here on our website, we have a resource page based on the new KW agent pages. So from the top of this page, you will be able to see our live training calendar here. So any classes that we have going, you can view those here. Down below that, we have a link to our YouTube playlist. So this playlist is based just on the new KW agent sites. So here you can find videos for our trainings, any new tip videos that we've come out with for the new sites. That's a great resource to keep saved as changes come about with the new agent sites here. And then down below that, we do have our main video of what to do before launching your new KW website. So if you have not yet launched your new site, you're still unsure about it, be sure to jump in here and watch this video just to kind of be a little more prepared. And it will also cover a little bit of what we went over today as well, as far as preserving your content and getting all of your things ready to switch over. We do also have links below that to a few other videos here. So preserving your landing pages, saving your school search, spot checking your marketing profile. So a lot of the stuff that we just covered today. And then we have a video on after you have launched your new agent site, along with many tip videos here. And then we have our KWRI articles on the new agent sites. So any new articles that have been released, you can locate here for any new information on the agent site. So I'll go ahead and drop a link to this here for you. Oops. If you do run into any trouble with the sites or you have any questions at all, you can reach out to us anytime through email. You can reach us at support@scottleroymarketing.com. So if you have any trouble, any questions, any concerns about launching your new website, definitely reach out to us. We are happy to help. And we'll drop our email here in the chat box for you as well. Thank you for jumping on today. Again, this class is recorded, so you will be able to go watch this on our YouTube channel. Reach out if you need anything at all, and we hope you have a great rest of your week.